All right.
Hello, Jessiie B.
Hello, Foxy No Tail.
We almost got a Slack this week, Jessiie.
I know.
But unfortunately, he's having a few microphone problems. Jeez.
Yeah. I was so excited. I was like, wow, it's going to be the first one with 3 of us in forever.
Yeah, but no. Anyway,
No.
Hello and welcome back to the Minecraft Update podcast. It is episode 55. And before we get into things, I would just like to remind you that we are now supported by Patreon. So if you're enjoying these podcasts and you want to help us out, then you can do by going to patreon.com/the Minecraft update even. Just like 30 patrons already have, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Even at the minimum pledge, you will get access to our patron-only feed for bonus content when we record it, access to our live episode recordings in the Discord, access to patron-only Discord channels, and a shiny Discord role. What more could you ask for, Jessiie B?
Nothing. Not a thing. That's perfect.
It is. It is. Perfect. Just like your week this week, isn't it?
It actually, I'm going to say, I have not had a week this good in way too long, and that's kind of sad.
Wow.
But it turns out, remember how last week I was telling you that I'm a schedule person. I've been a schedule person my whole life. And why I didn't realize that, I have no idea. So I have been on a schedule since the beginning of the month. I know we're only a few days in, right? Like we're a week and a half or a week and a day. Everything has gone so smoothly. And even when things don't go to plan, because I have had many days where I've had to extend times here and you know, cut back here, it's worked out because I was like, okay, well, I know if I push this back a little bit, that'll be fine because I still have so much time. And my brain just works like the chemistry, everything is just so much happier when I know, okay, I clock out at 6 p.m. when it's time for me to make dinner. Like when I clock in at 9 a.m. That gives me an hour with the kids before I have to like start doing stuff. And everything runs smoother. My kids are happier. They're like super on with the schedule so far.
That's
the Hubs
good.
is happier because he knows, okay, she's done at this time and then we get to do family stuff. And I have like the stream weekend that's scheduled in, all the TB meetings that's already in, and I've like sent him my agenda.
Is Ricky put all this together for you, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't. It's all me.
Ricky is like admin crazy, isn't he? He's just like everything's ridiculously well organized and planned out.
He is to the umpth degree. Like I am a very organized person, always have been. It's why, like for my actual job, I was an admin. Like I was an admin for a hospital. So I'm the person who put schedules together, who did everybody's schedules. Like that was my job. So why my brain didn't think that in my personal life I would also really benefit.
Yeah. Just throw it all together,
idea.
see what sticks. It'll be fine, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Why am I so stressed out all the time? Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy. So yeah, this last week has been great. I've gotten more videos recorded. I've gotten more videos edited than I have in months. And it's this nice, relaxing, just like relief off of my shoulders. I'm not trying to do too much because I know, no, this is my timeline. This is my time frame. This is what I'm doing. And it just takes so much stress off of me. And I think it's made me happier. People have been like, you seem happier. And I'm like, I am. This is great. And so it's just one of those things that right now things are looking forward. So I'm not going to, knock on wood, right? I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to keep trying. And knowing that, life isn't, you can't plan everything. So things are going to happen. But as long as like I'm mentally prepared for that, I'll be fine. And I think a big part of that is the other part of my week where I am trying to put more focus on the positives, right? Even when cruddy things happen, because like this week, some stuff, and I was like, stressed out. But then I was like, you know what? No, like I have so much more to focus on that is a positive than that negative. I can rant about it for a second. I could go, you know what? This thing really annoyed me. I need to vent. And then it's gone. And that has helped me a lot. Instead of just holding in all of that like tension, and like negative things and then blowing up once I can't hold in anymore. It's really, really helping me to just like vent for a second and then just whoop, I'm right back and I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is also, I think, really helped my week and my experience, and it's been really nice.
Good. Good. Well, I tell you what, so far, fingers crossed, touch wood, apart from us both feeling ill, which we haven't mentioned yet today.
Yeah.
My week's going incredibly well. YouTube has decided it loves me again.
That's so good.
Every single one of my last 3 videos has been 1 out of 10 and done way more views and watch time than the rest have been doing. I mean, we're still not back up to, pre-COVID times, but it's getting there. One of my videos recently got 8.8 thousand views so far, and normally at the moment for the last few months have been sort of maxing out around about 3 or 4, so that's really nice. But it's interesting, Jessie. It's interesting that it happened just after I paid for YouTube Premium. Now, I'm not going to say there's a link there, but it is suspicious that I paid for YouTube Premium and all of a sudden, my video's doing good
again.
now. Yeah, exactly. So,
Wow.
I'm so sick of adverts, they're getting so bad with it. Like, we even got feedback, although I haven't put it in the feedback thing, about the podcast. I make sure there's no mid-rolls on, yet people watching on a TV getting mid-rolls. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately, and like you'll get literally mid-rolls every 5 minutes on some videos, every 10 minutes on others. And it's just like, nah. And I didn't want to like be bullied into paying because it's too much. YouTube Premium is way too expensive for what you get just to remove the ads. Like, I'm not interested in the music service. I'm not interested in being able to listen to YouTube while my phone's turned off. I'm not interested in downloading stuff before. I want a cheaper tier. I just want to remove the adverts.
Remove ads.
Yeah, because it's so expensive. So, oh man. So yeah, I've done that. So YouTube's going very well. However, and I forgot to put this in the notes. I've fallen out with Google Translate.
Uh-oh.
So I'm still trying to translate my Foxy No-Tell videos, but when I was wrote my script to do it all, obviously I mentioned in the other podcast that Google Translate had a certain amount of characters it would do for free. And I checked all the pricing stuff, and it was basically like your first 1 million characters are free. So colour me shocked after using it for a couple of weeks and then getting a bill for $250.
What?
Yeah, a bill for $250. So I immediately deactivated it all and looked at the pricing thing, and all of a sudden the pricing structure had completely changed. There was no free thing. It was now $37 per hour's worth of use. And I'm like, what? So I don't know how they're like doing per hour, because it literally takes seconds to do this stuff. But yeah, before it was like you have this many characters and it's this cost and this many characters and this cost, and now it's just like, no, it's expensive, mate. So, but I have a solution, Jessie B, that is free.
Okay.
So people suggested that I looked into this Deep L thing, which I did. And to be fair, for just $14.99 a month, which is considerably cheaper than $250 a month, you could use their service unlimited, which would be great. However, what's even cheaper is something that I thought was going on, but I couldn't quite wrap my head around it, but now I figured it out. So I can still transcribe my video for free using the Whisper AI system. And then when I upload that subtitle file to YouTube for my English subtitles, and then I go to, I say I want to upload one in a different language, it automatically generates that for you in that other language before offering you to upload your file. So it's like, well, you've already done it. So then you just click, yeah, okay, I'll have that one. And it's exactly the same translation, but it's totally free and a bunch quicker as well. So it doesn't do your titles and descriptions, so I'm still having to manually do those, but I'm just using, because they're short, I can do those through the Google web page to do that rather than automating it. So that's taking slightly longer to do. But yeah, it's I gotta work around, but I shall not be automating that using their API again with those ridiculous prices.
Yeah, yeah, that's ridiculous. Wow.
I hope you settled in, Jessie B. I hope you settled down. I've got
Yes.
along this week. You know, I like to
Okay,
do a
we're
lot.
good.
Okay, so I don't know if you're aware or the people at home are aware of my alt video account, which is Duckshot84, where I have in the past done streams on more mature content games that I wouldn't want to put on Foxy No Tail.
Hmm.
And this weekend, I say this weekend, it was a combination of Sunday evening and all day Monday. I have recorded 25 episodes and a review of Dead Space, the remake of the original 2008 game. And I'm going to I'm already started releasing those, 2 of those videos a day on my Duckshot84 channel. And got a bunch of people already jumped in the Discord for that and joining that, which is nice. Some of the old people that were still there that were clinging on, even though I'd released no content. And I'm planning on doing a bunch of like up and coming games as they come out. So the next one is Hogwarts Legacy, which you can actually get 72 hours early access to by paying a premium, which I haven't done. I have bought it, I've pre-ordered it. It comes out officially on Friday. So I'm going to sit down this weekend and record a whole bunch of that and get a load of those done as well. And then just upload those. So that means if I can keep that up, bearing in mind it's going to take, 2 or 3 days a month to record those videos. If I can keep that up, that means that I'm going to be releasing, including stream VODs and my Foxy No Tail stuff, about 21 videos a week.
Oh my gosh. What?
Which is a bit crazy, really. But yeah, so that's exciting. In order to do that, I needed to fix my my good microphone, my Shure SM7B, which is the popular microphone that all of the YouTubers use, which has never worked for me. It would work for like 2 hours and then just start buzzing. And I finally figured out what it is, and it's broken, but it's only broken if it's pointing upwards. So I've always liked my microphone being below my mouth so I can see the screen pointing up at my mouth. And if I have it doing that, it hates me. So I've got it like, because I'm recording these things sat on an armchair rather than at my desk, so I can just chill out with the controller. And so I've basically put a little filing cabinet next to my armchair, put my old mic stand clamped to that, and then I've angled it so it comes down just to the side, but from above, pointing down at my mouth, and it works perfectly. So that's good news. Bad news, though. I told you my week was going to be a long one, Jessie B.
It's fine.
PayPal is holding about £200 of mine ransom. It won't give me it back.
What? Why?
Because, like many content creators who have a PayPal account, you get your PayPal account, but you don't want people knowing your real name, so you put Foxy No Tail as the name on the PayPal account, which always worked. Now, it always did used to say, hey, you're not really supposed to have a bank account without your official details in it, but they've always allowed you to just use it anyway. But now they've gone, no, we need proof. We need proof that you are Foxy No Tail. Please provide us photo ID with Foxy No Tail written on it. And I'm like,
oh, no.
How do I do it? So I can't withdraw anything. They're still letting people pay into it, but I can't withdraw anything. So I need to call them up and just be like, hey, guys, bit of a boo-boo here. But I don't want to put my real name on it because that means whenever anyone pays me, they're going to be like, I know who you are now and where you live. So
the issue there is that's why they tell you to make a business account if you're using it for anything than personal.
Yeah, but business accounts cost money. I do have a business account one with them now, though, so I'm going to just have to move everything to that. But it's a different email address, which really sucks.
That's gonna be rough. So hopefully, what they can do, since you do have a business account, is you can be like, "Hey, I set this up, and I didn't realize because it's not like a proper business, like it's not a And hopefully they just let either you transfer it over or put it in your new account. That's a hard one. That's rough.
Yeah, I went to buy this game, and obviously, my Discord Nitro's all paid out of that account, and everything's like, no, and I'm like, what's going on? They're like, can I have my money back? No, not until you tell us that you prove that you're Foxy No Tail. So now I need a passport with Foxy No Tail written on it. If anyone knows how to make passports, that'd be handy. So there's a word in my this week thing that you didn't understand. It's not really a word. It says H265.
Yeah, what's that?
Okay. When we're recording with OBS, we're recording, generally most people are recording in something called H264, which is a codec that basically compresses your video footage into a smaller format as it can. It's a bit like MP3. You know how it's called MP4, your video?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it's taking your video footage and it's compressing it all down, making it as small as possible. And there's H265, which is its successor, if you like. It's been around for a while, but it's never really been overly utilized by content creators because it's much more intensive process. Graphics cards didn't sort of support encoding in it natively, and there were a few issues. But I found out, I didn't even realize, but OBS now has that. If you've got an NVIDIA graphics card, that has the same thing as it does for H264, which is what most people use if they've got an NVIDIA graphics card, because it takes all of the strain off your computer and puts it onto that. They've now got it for that. And they call it HVEC, I think, HVEC. And what it does is it records exactly the same quality, effectively, but with a much, much smaller file size. So recording all of these deep space videos, I recorded 25 of those, and each one of those was coming at around about 20 to 30 gigabytes. I'm like, geez, okay, even after editing those, that's a ridiculous amount of file size.
Yeah.
But by encoding them as H265, they go down to around about 6 or 7 gigabytes each. In fact, for a 1080p version, it's only about 3 or 4. So I basically just started recording everything in that and then actually encoding stuff from DaVinci Resolve outputting in that as well, because YouTube accepts that as an upload now. It didn't used to, but it does, which will be drastically reducing the sort of file space that I've got for all my videos going forward, which is good. And speaking of exciting new things, I have found a secret in DaVinci, Jessiie B.
Ooh, what is the secret?
The secret is that there is a hidden away. It's not, don't shout about it, and you've got to go into a little menu to find it. But, again, recording these Dead Space videos, I wanted to do them in 4K, but the TV I'm playing on isn't the 4K TV, so I can only record them in 1080. And I thought, well, there's so much like AI upscaling that goes on these days behind the scenes. I wonder if DaVinci's got that built in, and it has, and it's called Superscale. And all you got to do is right-click on your piece of footage and turn on Superscale ×2 if it's 1080p, and that upscales it to 4K, and it's really, really good. So all of these Dead Space things that I'm doing started off at 1080, but they're all going to be 4K on YouTube, which you might think, well, what's the point if you're just upscaling? But it does look a lot better. So yeah. So what a week it's been, Jessiie B.
Yeah.
And also, Nellie's been in for an operation. She's had her bits done now, so she's sulking at the moment.
Oh yeah. Poor Nellie.
Yeah, but she had they basically had two options. They had the old sort of hack and slash version, or they've got the new keyhole version. So we went for that, and so she's not actually in any discomfort. She was only like, it was on Monday. And today she's already she shouldn't be, but she's jumping around just as normal, like not affected by it. And yeah, you can hardly even see anything like marks or anything. So it's, she's doing good.
Oh, good. Good.
Right, that is enough of our weeks, Jessiie. Let's go into the feedback. We've got a lot of feedback this week. We've got a lot of news.
Right.
We've got a little bit of Bugdate. We've got a lot of wish list, and we've got a bunch of questions. So, because we're both feeling a bit ill, and I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but my nose is getting bunged and bunged and bunged by the second, I think we should probably try our best to run through these as quickly as possible, but without being rude about it.
Yeah.
You know, geez. So, Slow Molasses says, "Hi, Foxy, maybe Jessiie, maybe Slack. Concerning the change to upgrading to netherite, I guess there is one less thing for me to do in the nether. Why would Mojang make an already difficult block harder to use? I was really interested in the new armor customization, but then I saw the cost, and nope. Sam died when he saw the amount of diamonds it would cost him to make his unique armor." Well, I think we pretty much covered that one to death in the last episode, so we will skip past that one. Sam, I'm sorry.
Lucy says, thank you so much for articulating what I was thinking about with the community involvement. Mojang needs to make the game and have a plan for the game with a roadmap and lore and all of that. Don't ask us what mobs to add or how many diamonds a template should cost. Just make the game. With how diverse the Minecraft player base is, there is certainly no making everyone happy.
I'm glad you agree, Lucy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as much as I complain about things, I think if they just made changes, okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You don't have a choice, do you? You just like,
yeah.
Well, that sucks. 7 diamonds. Oh, well, that's what we got to do. Right. Okay. Flash3636 says, hi, Foxy and gang. Just listen to another great podcast, episode 54. In the podcast, you were saying you can't have villager trade resource pack on console. I didn't say that. I play on Realms and on Xbox, and I use that pack as well as a couple of your packs. Markers and One Player Sleep. Great packs, by the way. Thank you. You're welcome. I don't see the trades pack as cheating, just another tool to use like the markers pack to find the spawn area or chunk borders. As you say, villagers are not always the answer and a pain to deal with. The pack just takes a little bit of that pain away. Thanks again for the great content and laughs. Yeah, so it's difficult to get things on console and some mobiles now, because particularly PlayStation, Nintendo, Switch, because they don't make it easy. But if you do have a Realm, you can put things on a Realm via a mobile or PC if you've got access to those, and people have got ways of getting things onto other consoles as well, which are a bit sneaky and round the back. But in general, what I was saying is most players won't have access to that, considering the player base, the majority of the player base is on mobile and console. My point of it being, I see what you're saying. You know, villagers are a pain to deal with, and it just takes a little bit of the pain away. But so does going into creative mode and giving yourself all the diamonds. You know, so does using X-ray mode to find the diamonds. Mining through Deep Slate is a pain to deal with, and X-ray pack just takes a little of that pain away. You see how, in my mind, they're similar, but we're all different. So you don't have to agree with me. That's absolutely fine, and I don't think bad of you for not agreeing with me. But where my brain goes is like, if we had that shortcut for everything, then the game wouldn't be what the game we play, and it would be too easy, and we wouldn't enjoy it as much. As for like the markers and One Player Sleep packs, One Player Sleep, I don't see as a problem, particularly if you're playing on your own world. But if you're playing on a world with other people, what's the difference? The Java edition have already got like percentage sleep stuff, and the markers pack, well, that just helps you with what you don't have from the F3 screen. So I don't see those as having anything that other Minecraft players don't have, just on a different edition, I guess. Is that fair, Jessiie?
See your point. I am in the weird middle ground. I don't see it as cheaty, like having the villager thing, but I do think it's cheap. Like you're just taking things away from it, like for what purpose? But I wouldn't consider it the same as X-ray. So like I definitely am in the middle of both of you on this one.
You can generate way more emeralds than you would ever be able to generate. You can get free food for life. You can get free diamond armor and diamond tools. It takes away a lot of the aspects of the game just using villagers, which if that's what you're into, then great. But that's why I see it. It's not giving you raw diamonds, fair enough, but it's still giving you access to things that it would be a lot harder to get if you had to roll every single villager and get it to expert trade before you realize, or master, or whatever it is.
You have to do that stuff anyway. So I think that's why I don't find it cheaty, because you don't get to roll a villager and then, instantly have those trades. You just know.
No, but you know what trades it's going to have. So let's put the two things side by side. You've got, let's say you're desperate for a villager that does an efficiency pickaxe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one side you've got the pack that tells you that it's got an efficiency pickaxe before you even traded with it, and the other side you don't. How many villagers are you going to go through before you get the right pickaxe? And bear in mind, you've got to level each one of those up to its master level trade to find out, and then kill it and make another one. That's a long, well, a really, really, really shortcut, I guess.
Yeah.
It's hours worth of content you're stripping away by using that one pack.
And as a content creator, I appreciate its existence, and I will use it to its fullest.
All right, that's it. I'm X-ray on TV all the way now, guys. Never have to find diamonds again. I know where they are. Got my radar on.
I mean, there
How
are already
quick
people
do I
on
get
TV who
banned?
use Entity.
Entity X-ray is
Once.
different because that's for
I don't think so, because
Bug
people use it for
finding.
chests all the time.
Oh, they shouldn't use it for chests.
Well, I mean, it's literally been in TB members' videos.
That's the same as X-raying.
I agree.
Like I say, we all play the game differently. It's okay. And, I'm not going to fall out with anyone over the way they choose to play the game. As long as they're not affecting other players in a negative way, then do what you want.
Agreed. Bobby Diss says,
Bobby
Foxy, Oh, Foxy, I felt so sad listening to the latest podcast. You mentioned using a zombie spawner to make a trident farm. I had the same idea in my world last year and wondered why none of my drowned had a trident. I felt your pain when I discovered that converted drown do not get a trident. It made a great XP farm on our beginner's world. I mean, realistically, how would the zombie gain a trident? Where do drown get tridents anyway? We need to know the secrets of trident finding to use for our own benefit.
Where do zombies get a shovel from? Where do skeletons get a bow from? The spawners spawn things with random loot, and it used to work. In Truly Bedrock Season 1, I had a drowned farm that gave me tridents. So I got a lot of comments
it still worked too.
Did it? I got a lot of comments on my video going, not like saying, oh, you're so dumb, but like, why did you do that type thing? What a waste of a spawner. And I'm like, but it used to work. Nobody told me it had changed.
It had changed, I want to say, Season 4. Like, it was a recent change.
Really?
It wasn't something that changed
read it in the change
forever
log
ago.
at some point.
We did. The thing that's crazy is it's been that way on Java forever. They've never been able to get it from zombie
it's always
farms.
been hard
Only
to get
we
tridents
have.
on Java.
Yeah. And so I had a zombie conversion farm in Season 2. I had one in Season 3 and had all the tridents. So it had to have been Season 4 that it changed. So that's not that long ago. Don't feel bad.
The good news for me is that, at the end of the day, getting tridents is a bit of a pain, and I don't see it as, it just takes a bit of that pain away, just going in creative and getting them, doesn't it? So that's what I do now.
Oh my gosh. I'm so done with you.
Stitch says, Foxy, how's your day? Hi Jess, Grandma here. Thankfully Minecraft is a sandbox game and there are many, many, many ways to play. I play on console, usually lately on the VIP server. I can't get on with my Xbox, so I play on my phone. No cheaty packs. Villagers are the way to go for me, but there are many, many, many other ways to play it. Bottom line, templates are too expensive. Seems Mojang are just making the game too time-consuming. You need an army to get things done. I always have grand ideas, but not enough time. Love the show, love the content. Great to have Jessiie. Missing Slack. Hope all is well. Bye for now. Signed, Grandma. Yeah, thank you. It's almost like the thing that's actually made me think. So this Minecraft live event that we had this year, 99% of the beginners that was popular YouTubers, particularly Hermitcraft people, quite clearly reading from a script going, hey guys, it's really good to play together. You should all play together on a server like we do because it's great. It's great. Right?
Yeah.
And now you've just said that, I'm thinking, are they really changing the game to push people to play together to save time? So it's not impossible that's the game plan. Like, we need more people to play together.
Multiplayer.
Yeah. Yep. Bedrock Edition, good for cross-play. They all go on Bedrock Edition and they go to the marketplace and give us all the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
oh my
we're so what's the word? Conspiracy theory, pessimistic. we got such a bad view on Mojang. We don't. I think Mojang is brilliant in general. It's just when you get two pieces of information and none of the middle information because they don't give you the rest, and you make that connection yourself, and you base it on things that you've seen before and twist it and turn it and things you've heard, and that's where you end up.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Not So Blue Sheep says, Jesse B, you described having a hard time doing just one thing at a time. I too suffer from this, and people used to really tease me about it. I found out last year it's ADHD. There are loads of people who have the same exact struggle. It's really nice to hear someone else who I relate to so much, who also plays Minecraft while they fill in the blank. Written while terraforming a cliff, podcast currently playing in my headphones. Yeah, it's so I was gonna say that is a very common characteristic of ADHD. Because of that, I got tested really young, and they were like, no. It's like I have a few characteristics of ADHD, and so I always thought, that's what it was. Turns out something completely else that just shares a lot of parallels with that. But it is amazing when you really sit down and you get to know new people, when you sit in streams and have people talk, you'll realize how much you have in common with some people sometimes. And it's really nice to be able to look up and see somebody who you relate to doing so well, especially if it's something that you struggle with, because like you say, it is something I have struggled with for a really long time. I was really lucky that it was not hard for me in school, right? I know a lot of people who have that same like focus issue. They have a really hard time in school, and it's unfortunate, and there's not a lot of help out there sometimes for those people, and I feel so bad. But for me, I was super able to like focus when I needed to learn something, so much so that I hyper focus, which is an issue. But growing
That's
up,
also a symptom of ADHD, Jesse.
I know. But believe me, I have been tested. It is something else. But yeah, it's a thing. It's one of those things that I like to see how much people are being open and how much, you can get comfort in knowing that somebody else who shares your struggles can do things and can function, and you aren't like broken, as people say. So I'm happy that it has helped you.
It's interesting. Like, without... this is going to sound terrible, and it's not meant that way. Obviously, any mental health issue or disorder it's a horrible thing for the people that have it, and it's good to get found out most of the time so that you can deal with it. But it seems to be a really common thing for people to do, and I'm not saying this is you, Not So Blue Sheep, but I've had it a lot recently. It's like ADHD is the latest trend of diagnosing people across the internet. Hey,
I was gonna say it's the trying to diagnose others that I have a big issue with, and is very common. Not saying that's what you were doing, because obviously I don't think that's where that was coming from. No, it is like you'll see in a stream somebody's like, oh my gosh, you definitely are this, or you definitely are that, and it's like, calm down.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had several people tell me this year you've got ADHD, and I'm like, I went and looked at it, and I filled out the form, if you like, going through all of the symptoms for people my age with it. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of... I can tick off 9 out of 10 of those things, but that doesn't mean I've got ADHD. That just means that my personal traits fall in line with those. And like you, Not So Blue Sheep, you're saying that you've got the same thing as Jesse B, where you've got to do... You hard thing just doing one thing at a time. If I'm being told I've got ADHD, I can't. I have to do just one thing at a time. So you see how you might tick off 9 things, but not the 10th. And it's such all of these things that people get diagnosed with that are mental stuff, because effectively I think the world is still finding its feet with all of this stuff. I still think there's a lot of misunderstanding. There's so much grey area and assumption and not really knowing, but you kind of fit in that box, so that's going to be the box we put you in for now. I think nobody should go out of their way to tell other people that they've seen on the internet that they've got something like ADHD. Because before that, it was, what was that one you were going on for quite a lot, and you still use that term quite a lot, and that not you personally, but the term really used to irritate me, was something or other syndrome.
Syndrome?
The one where...
Like OCD?
No, where you feel like you're not good enough.
Imposter syndrome.
Oh, I hate that. Everybody had imposter syndrome all of a sudden. It was the latest craze that... And you get like on TikTok.
It was the click word. Like it was that, yeah.
I see on TikTok,
I know what you mean.
There's like, you'll get a stream of videos with somebody talking about how they've, this is ADHD, and if you do this, this is you. And before it was imposter syndrome. And I just think awareness of it is a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
But going around with your finger pointing at people and going, oh, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it, I don't think is a good thing. If you generally are concerned about somebody that you know well enough to understand their whole personality, talk to them about it in private. But if you're watching a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer that you're only getting not even 10% of their personality coming through that, don't then put in their comments or in the middle of a Discord, I think you've got ADHD.
It's one of those things that I've talked about. With the current time that we're in, I think a lot of people struggle to word things. Like, I feel like when we were growing up, or when I was growing up, we were taught we really have to think about things before we say them, right? Like you have to articulate. Like it's really important that you need to think about something and then get it out, right? And that's gone out the window. That isn't a thing anymore. Like people just, they word vomit. Like exactly what they're thinking when they think it, right?
Yep.
And a huge part of that is I think you absolutely, like, if
it's because
I knew
they've all
you,
got
right?
ADHD, Jessie.
Shut up. No, I'm being really genuine here.
I know.
Like if someone, right? Like if you are really thinking, hey, this person is struggling with something. The correct way to do it, and I will say the correct way, is to approach them independently and say, have you considered, getting tested? That one doesn't say you need to get tested. That says, hey, I am picking up something. I care about you. Have you considered it? Because it still gives them the option. It's still in their hands. The ball is in their court. And when you tell anyone anything, like, oh, you were absolutely this or you are absolutely that, I think it's really important to be mindful of how you interact with people. And it's important to not make people feel pressured or because you don't want people in the wrong boxes. And I will say that as somebody who I have been in therapy since I was literally a kid, all the way until now. And even by like actual people with doctorates degrees, I have been misdiagnosed with like mental like problems, right? So much so that they're like, oh, that was so wrong. Like that was so the opposite of what you had. All of those medications that we wanted you to be on, that made you worse. And I'm like, yeah, I know, which is why I didn't take them. But it's one of those things that even the professionals, they don't get it right all the time. So the chances that Joe Schmo in my stream is like, hey, you're definitely this, I'm going to say, thank you so much for your opinion. Like, kind of you, but maybe don't diagnose other people. Like, it's just, like, it is great.
If you do, or even if you do, as Jessie just said, and do it the right way and approach someone gently, privately, and that person then dismisses it,
leave it alone.
Ideally, in a polite way. Yeah, just then move on. Don't keep pushing it. But I really think you do. But I've got it, and I went to my friends got it, and their dogs got it, and you definitely have. You're exactly the same as me. Just leave it at that point.
Okay. Yeah. It is one of those things, and we could hammer on about it forever. Yeah. But I just want to say, I am very glad that you have found that comfort in finding that similarity with me. So I am glad that
and again, this isn't pointed at you, not so blue sheep. It's just triggered the I've seen this a lot.
Conversation, yeah.
Oh, geez. Me as John says, I love the eventual turnaround of villagers at the end, but keeping the title, you had me rolling. Regarding Twitch, I'm unable to access from work and cannot bring personal devices into my office. I'm so thankful that your Twitch stream VODs eventually make it to YouTube. You shouldn't be watching YouTube at work either, me as John. Jeez. You're at
Right?
work, bro. But I'm glad you do. Keep watching and click like and subscribe. Okay, right.
I gotta love a good work and lurk. RoboRufus says, "Hello, Foxy, and whoever else is there. I love the new website. You finally finished it. When you guys are saying that 88 diamonds is too much, I disagree.
Shut up.
I think that as soon as you get Fortune 3, it's super easy to get that many diamonds. It only takes like 3 hours from caving, and you get more than just diamonds. I think that your first priority is to get Fortune, then get Netherite and fancy armor. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, Foxy. I have also been having the save glitch. It's not from a server for me. RoboRufus fell into lava while digging straight down.
It only takes like 3 hours of caving to find 88 diamonds. So 3 hours every time you want a new set of armor trim. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The thing is, right, everybody's got a different amount of time, and everybody has a completely different priority structure. For some people, they would happily just spend all day playing Minecraft, dawdling around, mining, doing this, doing that, and they would think, why would anyone else feel any differently? And it is very, very difficult to put yourself in someone else's shoes when you're in yours. It's really hard. And people say it all the time, well, put yourself in someone else's shoes. And you can't, because if you're in one way of doing something, it's incredibly difficult to try and imagine things from a different point of view. And 3 hours might sound like no time at all to you, but for somebody that is working 24/7, family, dogs, kids, washing, ironing, cleaning, and everything else, 3 hours is a long time to sit and go and grab 88 diamonds, So I got to disagree with you again on there, RoboRufus, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means it's different. KG. Right, Striker TS says, I laughed and loved last episode's title, but I do think villagers are the answer. No, they're not, Striker TS. You're a moron, and there's only one way to play the game, and that's the way I do it. Jeez.
Obviously.
They solve a niche problem of gathering your entire set of netherite armor, thus enabling yourself to have time to build roll a trading hall. They solve a niche problem of gathering your entire set of netherite armor. How do they? They've got nothing to do with netherite armor.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Then you easily rebuy your armor when you fall into the void and don't have enderite in the game to get your gear back. Wait, what was that? Jessiie approved enderite in a moment of succumbing to peer pressure? Oh, well, then I guess we will be good. Keep up the great work. Please consider additional Jessiie impersonations for future episodes. Strike TS watches RoboRufus burning lava from the edge of a pit while holding a shulker of totems. Jeez. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. You buy the diamond armor from villagers and thus saving yourself a bunch of diamonds to upgrade to netherite. But again, only if you're cheating or you have all of the time in the world, in my personal opinion, which you don't have to share. Just like Jessiie doesn't, because she's a cheat.
What?
Keep cheating on, Jessiie B. Keep cheating on.
Wow, I have issues with this.
It's only a joke, Jessiie. It's just for the podcast. It's all good. A bit of drama. Bring everyone in. They all Patreon to us, give us loads of money. It's good.
Preston says, thanks for the great podcast, peeps. I really enjoy it. Foxy's side about the 30-year-old broom reminded me of a quote from a Terry Pratchett book I had seen before and had to share. This milord is...
Would you like me to do this properly with the
yes,
accent?
Please. Yes, please.
This, my lord, is my family's axe. We have owned it for almost 900 years, see? Of course, sometimes it needed a new blade, and sometimes it has required a new handle. New designs on the metalwork, a little refreshing of the ornamentation. But this is not the 900-year-old axe of my family. And because it's changed deadly over time, it's still a pretty good axe, Pretty good. Yes, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same.
Me's John has another one that is almost the same, and he says, also reminds me of the ship of Theseus. Theseus owned a ship, and the ship was entirely made of wood. Every time a piece of the ship needed replacing, it was replaced with a metal part. This went on for a few years until eventually it was entirely made of metal. Is it the same ship, Jessiie B?
No.
It is. It is the same ship.
It's not.
It was... Yeah, okay, this is weird. Okay, I wanted to rush through this stuff, but it is, but it's not. You've got to, if you took a snapshot in time, two different snapshots in time, one when it was fully wood and one when it was fully metal, and put them together, you would say they're different ships, right?
Yes.
But if you lived on that ship your entire life, you've never moved house.
Okay. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Oh, yes,
that
yes,
hurts your
I
brain,
see what you
doesn't it?
mean. Yeah, it does, because it's absolutely a different ship. However, if you're changing it little by little over time while constantly being on it, it's the same ship.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't like that.
That doesn't help my headache at all. Right, move on quick, Jessie B, before we both explode.
Right? Purple says, I just realized something crazy. The new armor trims are banner patterns on steroids. Remember when they came out, everyone was hyped to waste their notch apples on the banner pattern. And now the banners are mainly for looks and people hardly ever use the patterns. I simply think the exact thing is going to happen with the armor trims, and people, except for kids, are never going to use them. I can see Truly Bedrock maybe using them for content, but I don't know. From Purple, that's exactly what's going to happen. We will use them for like, ooh, especially when it first drops. Oh man, everyone's going to have a video like, ooh, look at my cool new armor. And then you won't see them again. Unless, Tizzy's doing a random episode where he makes a thing or,
I don't know. I think everybody on my Patreon server will have their own unique design, and they'll all be showing me like cool combinations and stuff like that. So I don't think it'll just be kids. I think there's a lot of Minecraft players at our age and above that would get some fun out of this. But I think
will continue to, or just when it first drops? Because when it first drops, absolutely everyone's going to do it.
I did think originally, no, that'll be it. Like we've just said, it'll be flash in the pan and gone. But I can see some people being really obsessed that they've got to have this particular set of armor. That's their look.
There are collectors that, you're not wrong.
Like, I don't know. Right, moving on. Tough Relic says, hello, me again. Hi, whoever there. I listen to a lot of podcasts and you're my fave. Amazing.
Well,
Thanks, Tough Relic.
Lemon Aiden says, I found the part when Jessiie said that she put eat in her daily list, and when Foxy said when you eat something before bed and there are no consequences, I found it funny, but really it is bad when you eat or have snacks before bed, and hope that Jessiie good luck on sticking to her daily list. It's working so far, Lemonade. So far so good.
DJ Chris says, DJ Chris 2019 here. Foxy, whenever you're doing resource gathering, just put on your favourite music while you're doing it. Helps me a lot. DJ Chris was struck down by a smooth criminal.
Smooth criminal. Yeah, there
Shimon.
you go.
I normally, if I've got a podcast to listen to, I'll just put a podcast on while I'm doing remedial tasks. But if I require any thought at all, I have to pause it.
I got a lot of comments actually in streams after the last podcast about how they didn't know how it was possible for me to record and listen to music. And I didn't think that one was that odd. Like that one to me, I was like,
that's
out of
really
anything,
weird to me.
Is it? Like,
it's is it Slack or somebody that like will stream with some music in their stream but listen to different music in their headphones? That's so weird to me. Why?
Because they still want music, but they hate the non.
But if you hate
the copyrighted
it, then
stuff,
surely the people listening hate it as well. So just don't put it on. What's the point?
Because you have to have background sound. Without background sound, I know a lot of people who don't like
find
streams where there's
good,
just like
then.
No sound. That's true. You're not
There's
wrong.
so
You
much
don't want to pay
good
for
free
it.
music. Like, jeez. I just find that so odd that there's that desperation to listen to like your favorite music instead of just listening to what's on your streaming at the end of the day. What does it matter? You're there to interact.
I don't do that.
This is my brain going like, I got to listen to cool music that I like and talk to people and read chat and play Minecraft at the same time. Give me a headache just thinking about it. Jeez. Right, that's the end of the feedback.
Okay.
If you want to leave us feedback, then you can do by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com or filling in our feedback form. Which is on the website, or joining the Discord. The links are all in the show notes. I'm sorry, peeps. We're having a tough time today. We've both got big old headaches and snotty noses, so we're doing our best.
Yeah, it's not great.
And considering this is technically going to be a big podcast because there's millions of news and other things. Although I'm going to be really lazy with the news today, and I'm so sorry. Minecraft Bedrock 1.19.60 came out yesterday? Yesterday.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
And I immediately on launching it found a bug with it, which I'm not happy about, which I've passed on to the developers who've told me that they're going to get it fixed immediately because it's quite an annoying one. And then there is millions and millions and millions of fixes and changes. And there's some really big ones in here that I honestly, the way I'm feeling, can't be bothered to pick out and go through. But good news, peeps, for you. We've already gone through them all on previous podcasts when these things were in the previews. So you've already got our comments on all of this changelog. You just have to condense all of those podcasts into one, listening time. So yeah, there's absolutely tons and tons of changes in it. And so far, so good, I think, from what I'm hearing from people that have actually managed to download it. But I think the biggest problem is people are struggling to download it. On Windows particularly, it doesn't seem to have pushed out to everybody properly. So, interesting.
Yeah, one of my computers has it, and the other one doesn't. So it's not great idea right now.
I can't remember the last time I downloaded Minecraft through the store or through Xbox. I've never done it. Well, I have done it, but I haven't done it for maybe not years, months, a long time. Since the last time I reset my PC, you've got to download it once, and then I just use my handy online tools to get the versions because it sucks getting it through the marketplace or whatever it's called, the store thing. Jeez. So I'm sorry guys, that's all I'm going to go into on 1.19.60 because I am lazy, but I think there are some pretty big changes in there. So read the show notes and get the link and find out for yourself. Minecraft Bedrock beta and preview 1.19.70.22 came out, Jessiie B, and it is a game changer.
What happened? Tell me everything.
Oh man, for a very short changelog, albeit if you ignore all of the crazy stuff they're doing with the technical experimental features.
Yeah.
I can't believe. I think this is honestly, it's put me off playing Minecraft forever. This fix.
Tell me about it.
Right, dead bushes. You can't get them now with Silk Touch. You can only use shears.
You get them with Silk Touch before. I thought you always had to use shears.
No.
Wow.
I've always got dead bushes with Silk Touch. It's broken it. Now I got to carry around stupid shears when I'm at the desert doing sand mining. That sucks.
That's not great. Yeah.
That's one stack of sand they ain't getting back.
Yeah.
So that's it. No more Minecraft for me. No, I'm only kidding. It is a bit annoying, but that's parity, I guess.
It's annoying, yeah.
The end gateways. Now, I have issue with this, although I might be wrong. End gateways will no longer work for spectators, which you might think, well, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before when they were like end portals and nether portals will no longer work for spectator, which seems right if you think about it, but it's also wrong considering Bedrock Edition doesn't have the ability to teleport players to other dimensions.
Yeah.
So how are spectators supposed to get between dimensions, bro? And we don't have teleport to another player. You know, if you're trying to spectate a game of PvP or like a UHC or something like that, how are you supposed to follow the players around if you can't go through the portals? So I'm not 100% sure if the new execute command for Bedrock has had the in-dimension part added yet. I'm tempted to say it hasn't because I think I would have been doing backflips if it had.
Yeah.
But it might have been one of those things that I've either read and forgotten or it's passed me by. But I'm pretty sure that's still a thing. So let me know in the feedback if I'm wrong about that. Because if it is, then obviously map makers and stuff can use commands to get the spectators where they need to be. But if it's not, then what are you doing, Mojang? You will stay there. What if you end up as a spectator in the end?
Yeah. That's not great because then you can't see the. Yeah.
I suppose you can't really set your spawn in the end. So you don't become a spectator from where you die, do you? You always go back to your bed. But even so, what if you became one in the nether from a respawn anchor? I don't know if that works either.
Yeah, I don't know. That's really interesting. I hadn't really thought about it.
No. So yeah, I think cutting the nose off to spite their face with that one. The other one I picked out from this, there's a bunch of changes in this one. There's not many. There's just a few. And the other one I picked out is that redstone has had another fix. It does look like we're finally getting some redstone love on Bedrock Edition. We've had a couple of things in the latest previews that fiddled with hoppers to make hoppers work properly. In fact, I think that was effective from 1.19.60, which came out obviously yesterday. So the next one is that comparators respond incorrectly to side plus back input from redstone dust connected to a common power source. And that should work properly now.
I don't know what that means.
It means that redstone should act the way it's supposed to act in certain circumstances. That's probably quite rare use case scenarios, but will be nice for people to actually, have consistency.
Okay.
And that's all I've written for that one. Again, there's a bunch of changes in there. If you would really like to know exactly what's in the changelog, then hit that link that's in the show notes and go find out for yourself. Don't expect me to do it. I'm poorly.
Yeah.
See? Listen to me coughing. Mineshaft, Java Snapshot 23W06A came out today, I think. Yeah, it did. It was today, nice. Jessiie B. And with this, I wish Slack was on the podcast because you know how Slack, when we talk about parity, and those people always say, why does everything always go from Java to Bedrock? Why is it never the other way around? And I'm like, well, there has done plenty of times. Java's ended up with something that Bedrock had, and Slack always says to me, well, name one thing, and then I can not remember.
Yeah.
Well, this is one. Admittedly, it's totally ridiculous. Java jukeboxes will now emit a note particle above them when playing music disc to match Bedrock. So, yes.
Oh, dang.
Parody went the other way, guys.
There you
Proof.
go.
Eat that with your jukeboxes, with your particle effects on top on Java Edition. Okay. There has been a little bit of commotion about the Create New World screen, Jessiie B.
Uh-oh, why? What happened?
Have you seen... Now, I haven't seen the updated one, but we didn't really talk about it in last week's podcast, but they got a new Create New World screen, and having seen it, it was awful. Uh-oh. What were they thinking? It's like whoever's in charge of the user interface design for Minecraft Java Edition is either on holiday, sick, or just quit his job, or their job. Because... it was, oh man, what were they thinking? So I'm hoping that this change has changed it, but I haven't actually looked. But it doesn't mention, it just says tabs can be switched with the keyboard by pressing Control and Tab. It doesn't actually sound like they've changed the layout at all. So that sucks. What doesn't suck though?
Weird. Sorry, I went and I looked at ones on Twitter. It's not great. I don't like that.
Why? It's so dumb. Something I'm very, very jealous of is that they have now added painting variants in the creative menu. So instead of having to put the same painting on the wall 58 times, you just pick whichever one you want.
Oh my gosh, can we get that? I want that.
Yeah. And why can't we have that in survival?
Right?
I mean... I think the reason why paintings are the way they are is because it was a convenient way to code them rather than that being intentional gameplay design. But I think because Mojang has changed so much over the year in terms of who works there and who's in charge of making decisions, I can't see them giving us this in vanilla or in survival because they'll be like, that's not how paintings are supposed to work. They're supposed to be really annoying. No.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No, do that for survival. Give it a Bedrock Edition. Jeez. Okay, they have a whole new way of displaying items in Java Edition now, Jessiie.
Okay.
They have something called display entities for displaying items, blocks, and text. Now, I'm going to assume that these are only available from creative rather than in survival, but basically it's a way of displaying items, blocks, and text using invisible entities. So that's kind of cool. I can imagine they'll sneak that into Hermitcraft one way or another using a book instead of using armor stands.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool. And they've got a new game rule called Do Vine Spread. And I think it's a game question. You got to, do they, don't they? If you get it right, you get free diamonds. No, it's obviously a way of turning off vine spreading as a game rule, which I think, again, is a really nice game rule to be able to have.
Yeah, I like that quite a lot.
Yeah. And then there are 4 million bug fixes, which in contrast to Bedrock Edition's 4.5 is just shows you where all the love is. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. More love for Bedrock Edition, please, guys. Just a little bit. And do
Just a
better.
little bit.
Don't make it break all the time, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Okay.
Yay.
There are a bunch more things, obviously, in that changelog as well. Again, if you want to read the whole thing, then you can do by clicking the link that's in the show notes. Now, Jessie B, it is time for the bug date.
Whoop, whoop.
Have you got any bugs for me?
No, I haven't found any new ones lately.
Oh, you haven't loaded up 1.19.60 then, I see.
I have not.
Okay, so
Jessie
Jessie
B.
it. Yeah, true. A bit like you liking to be organised with your schedule, I like to be organised with my worlds. I probably have got well over 1,000 worlds for Minecraft now on Bedrock Edition.
Dang.
And I have them all organised into their different profiles, which is why I made my version switcher to have profiles as well. So I can go, okay, these are all my TB worlds. These are all my creative worlds. These are all this world. These are all that world, because I have variations of them. Because if I'm working on something, I'll make a copy and work on it a bit more. And then if I like how that is, but I want to change something, I'll make a copy and work on it a bit more. And the way Bedrock Edition it's the most stupid thing in the world. Most games, if you install a game, your save data will be in like your documents folder or somewhere safe, so that if you uninstall the game, you don't lose everything, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Bedrock Edition, stupid. Bedrock Edition puts your save data in your local app data, which is technically a safe space, but as soon as you uninstall the game or you've got problems with it and have to reinstall or anything like that, it just has this lovely thing where it goes, poof, everything gone. All your settings, all your worlds, all your packs disappeared, and that's on every single device. It's stupid, right? So what I do is I make backups, but the problem with making backups of worlds is that the world names themselves are stupid. Instead of your world name being like it is on Java Edition, it matches the name of the world you gave it when you created your worlds. Let's say I made a new world called New World. In Java Edition, it would call that, the folder for that world would be New World. But on Bedrock Edition, it would be HG5 / you know. So you got all these backups of your worlds, and you're like, I need to find this particular world. Which one is it? No idea. So what I did a long time ago is I wrote a little script that I run occasionally that will just look through all of my world folders. It gets the name out of the database, and it will rename the world folder. And if I've got duplicates, if I've got like 3 new worlds, it will go, right, which one is the latest one you've been working on, and give that a low number, and which one's the oldest one and give it a high number, and give them all unique names. And that's worked for me for years. Until today. Loading at 1.19.60, I was looking at updating Truly Bedrock, and I took a world download for Truly Bedrock, put it and dropped that world into my world folder, and named it Truly Bedrock Season 5 space, like 1.19.60.
Yeah.
And then I opened up Minecraft in 1.19.60, and the edit button, you know, you've got 2 buttons in the world screen. You've got the one you click on to load the world, and the little edit one next to it to edit like the settings and stuff, because obviously I need to put it in creative so I can go in there and check everything works. But the edit button wouldn't work. Like, I can't edit the world. Why can't I edit the world? So I was going through my list of worlds, and like randomly some would work and some wouldn't. And I'm like, what's happening here? And at first I thought, it's maybe worlds that were open pre 1.19.50, and that's what it seemed like. But then that didn't help, and then I realised it's any worlds that have a space in the folder name just won't allow you to edit them. Why? Why change something like
No.
that? What a stupid, stupid change.
Yeah,
And if you're
that's
going to
not
make a change
brilliant.
like that, say something. To put it
Yeah, I
in the
don't like
change
that.
log. So yeah, that's the one that I've been banging on the door of my favorite developers and been like, hey, fix it, bro. And they were like, I tell the other people, they'll fix it. So fingers crossed that'll get fixed. But yeah, so that is my bug for this update. And a few people, we got 5 bugs from other... No, we haven't. We got 4 bugs from other people. Starting with Wildcat Dad saying, this one's killing me. I am helping another creator run his realm and cannot set the difficulty as an operator.
Oof.
Okay. There is secret mode that not many people know about when it comes to operator, particularly on Bedrock Edition. If you notice, your server, although you're on a realm, so this is going to be harder to achieve, but if you're playing on the Bedrock dedicated server, for instance, which is what realms run on, you have a server properties file, same as you do if you're running a Java Edition server, there's a server properties file. And Bedrock Edition will give you options when you're setting up your world for whether or not people can be operator on a realm, but it only gives you very, very minimal operator privileges. However, if you're able to edit that file, you can actually give them much higher privileges by setting the operator level higher, and the same as basically what Java Edition can do. So I don't know how that's going to help you on a realm.
Yeah.
But if you could access that somehow, then you could fix that problem. But I think that's one of those that Mo Yang on Bedrock Edition don't like telling us about, because if you give somebody an operator at that level, they can do everything on your world. They can't like access your world settings through the realm interface, but as an operator, they can just run any command they want. They can do all the things. And I think it's probably a safety feature that they don't shout about that one.
Yeah, for sure.
But that sucks. There is a bug report on that. I'll link to that in the show notes as well. Right, the next one. This is Connor.
Connor says, I don't know why, but on every single world, my game sounds, especially blocks, are delayed by a few seconds. And it just gets annoying after ages of dealing with this. I haven't found a bug report on it. Thanks, and been enjoying the pod a lot.
Okay. Could be if you're wearing wireless headphones, if you've got a relatively slow or outdated Bluetooth driver, or just even an older or cheaper Bluetooth like dongle on your PC or whatever device you're playing on, there can be a lot of delay. That's why I bought myself exactly for this reason a set of like wireless earpods, so that I don't have these wires dangling down in front of my face while I'm recording or doing live streams and things like that. But there's just way too much delay through the AirPods. Even like Apple's stuff is rubbish. So apparently reading into those, they've got like a clever technology of them. Like if you're using them to watch a film or something like that, they have a way of fixing it so that it will sync up. I don't know if that's only on other Apple devices, but yeah, if you're using them on a PC or an Android phone or a console, they're total waste of space. So it could be that.
That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could just be like a sound card driver issue or something else. So yeah, that sucks. Okay, RoboRufus7 says, hello, I had a pair of Elytra with no mending that broke. Later on I got mending and put it on the Elytra and got XP to fix it. Then the icon in my inventory went back to the normal icon, but when I held it in my hand, it's still the broken one in the HUD. I relogged and it still was there.
Oh.
Weird. I don't know.
I can't say that I've ever put mending on a broken pair of wings. So
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
You need to fix them with phantom membrane.
Yeah.
If they get broken, I believe. That being said, though, if they get broken with mending on, you can still fix them, can't you?
Yeah. So I wonder if if you're not supposed to put mending on a broken pair, if fixing them with membrane would then help. So I think, that would be the solution. Try fixing it with the membrane and see if it, fixes itself.
Good idea, Jessiie B.
A Manchu says, in Java ED, Java
Edition.
Okay, there we go. I was like, I've never seen it worded that way.
No.
In Java, when wearing boots enchanted with Depth Strider 3, Dolphin's Grace gives you the screaming fast speed of 36 ms. In Bedrock, Depth Strider has no effect on the alleged speed boost from dolphins. Not sure if this is a parity issue or a bug. For the longest time, I didn't think you even got speed boost from dolphins in Bedrock because the effect is so small. Yeah, they don't work the same.
It's weird, isn't it, that we don't get a Dolphin's Grace on Bedrock, but they do.
So that's probably the problem.
Yeah, but when they're swimming around you, you do go a bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
But why hasn't that come through?
Yeah, I have no
That's
idea
so
what
bizarre.
the issue with that is, right?
It would be so easy to give a player like a status effect when they're near a dolphin. I don't get it. Why it's just like that's one of the easiest things for them to do, but they're like, well, it's not a big deal. We'll focus
They don't need to be the same. It's fine.
We'll make it difficult for people to have worlds with spaces in the name, and that'll shut them up for a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Give them something else to complain about.
Yeah. If you've got a bug and you want to let us know, then you can email us, fill in the feedback form on the website, or join the Discord and let us know in there. Right, bugs are over. It is wish list time, Jessie B. You said you're sick of having wishes, so I'm not going to even ask you.
Yep.
I haven't got any wishes other than plus fix the thing that I don't like being broken. But Scaphone has a wish.
Okay.
Saying, hey, podcast crew. I know this would probably lean more towards modded, but I wish there was another enchant added to the game that would allow for chain mining. We can call it Fracture. It allows you to break 1 to 5 blocks per swing based on a level of a % chance, similar to what Fortune does. I think this could be good at bridge between mid to late game and beacons. No. You haven't thought that through at all.
Yeah.
Which direction would the blocks break in? Would it be all around the pickaxe, in which case it's going to smash your floor, or the bridge you're trying to break a block on? You know, when you accidentally place one block somewhere and you're like, I'll just break that. Whoa, all the bridge that I'm standing on's just disappeared. No, I don't
Not
like that at all. Sorry.
I agree. Sorry, Scaphone. Stitch Fix says, absolutely love the Nether and village idea. Same piglins, same bartering, give them houses. Piglins have crossbows that give them a use with the Fletcher table. And add strider pens like horse stables and huts with fletching tables to craft ender pearls with, say, chorus fruit and slime.
Oh.
I like that.
What, you could craft ender pearls with chorus fruit and slime?
Not the crafting part. Sorry, I meant the rest of it. I liked.
Yeah.
I don't want to craft ender pearls. You just get those from the Enderman.
No. That was more feedback than wish list. I should have popped it in the feedback, but thank you, Stitch Fix. And yes, I'm glad you like our idea, but no crafting ender pearls with chorus fruits and slime. Out of Dutch says, I didn't think about the repercussions of my wish on the wish list. I'm changing it. They should do daily updates so I can listen to you lovely people every day. Just to break it to you, Dutch, again, this is not a wish list item. It should be in the feedback, okay? Just for future notice. And also, just because they would do daily updates doesn't suddenly mean we would do daily podcast. We would just save them all up and have an extra long news section. Which, of course, probably wouldn't be much longer because there's hardly anything in when they do it monthly. Or weekly, let alone if we had daily ones, it'd be like one change. Fixed. Dolphins' ear. Dolphins don't have ears. Oh, oops. Dolphins have ears.
Territe says, here's an idea. Crafting exclusive enchanted books. They act... Oh, okay, you don't want me to even finish reading it.
No, you can carry on. Carry on. I already made my mind up.
They act like normal enchanted books, but the only way to get them is through crafting. This would add some more variety to enchanting and make getting enchanted books easier. A sort of extension to that idea, one book could be made with 8 redstone around a book, and it gives you an enchantment that increases the mining speed of a tool, or the attack speed of a weapon, but uses redstone as that tool or weapon is used. No.
Oof. No,
yeah.
That got way too modded as you went on there, Territe.
Yeah,
so
no,
we started off
love.
with something relatively vanilla, which was just being able to craft enchanted books, which I don't think is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
To then wrapping redstone around a book and then it costing you redstone to use it. How many redstones are you carrying with you while you're going mining? And where's all the blocks that you're mining going to go? No.
No.
What a stupid idea. Do you think we're a bit more mean today, Jessiie, because we're both feeling a bit ill?
Because we're ill. We're not even thinking about it. We're just short. We're like, no.
No good ideas this week, guys. Hopefully we'll be in a better mood next week. No, I don't like any of them. RoboRufus says, hello again. I think the shield should be able to be enchanted with knockback, so when a skeleton shoots you, the arrow bounces off further. Maybe also thorns, but that might be too OP because you're not taking any damage. RoboRufus put knockback 999999 on his shield and launched the arrow right back at him from around the world.
I like that idea. I like being able to enchant with knockback specifically. I don't know about... I just think it would be fun. Just watching people like hit you. Because it would be really funny to see somebody hit you, right? Like even in PvP.
Off.
Yeah, and then just go bouncing off. Like, how fun would that be? There's sometimes doesn't need to be a huge purpose.
We combine this with Shield Bash that we had from last time.
Yes.
Shield Bash and knockback so that you can just send people flying.
I love this.
Shield Bash and knockback. Okay, fine. One good idea this week. Jeez. I'm not having any more. So don't get your hopes up, guys. Jeez.
I wish you could put Victim says, I wish you could put flower pots on top of bottom slabs and pictures and item frames on the bottoms of top slabs. Also allow mismatched slabs to be placed together. I would love if you could put mismatched slabs together. That is something I've always wanted. I've always thought would just look so cool because you can make little patchwork designs in your house. Like, oh, I would love that so much. Also, flower pots on bottom slabs. I don't think anyone is going to be surprised that I also think that would be brilliant. I would be a total fan. Pictures and item frames on the bottom of top slabs. I don't know. My brain can't process how that would look. So I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
I'm going to say no on this one just because of the massive headache it would mean in changing the entire game.
Do you think it would?
Oh, yeah. They'd have to recode the entire game to, instead of considering a block as a block, a half slab would be a block. Because the reason you can't put two slabs together is because when you're adding one slab to another, you're creating a block.
Yeah.
So unless the game had a variant for every single combination of different slabs, top or bottom, and it turned it into that, which isn't impossible. That would be easy enough to do. Mm-hmm. They'd have to code it so that variations became a thing with blocks and have a new special system to deal with that. And that's fine for the slabs, but then putting flower pots or other blocks onto a half block space is just, it's unfeasible.
Okay.
It's not possible.
But I like it.
Yeah. Why do we build with bottom slabs? We build with bottom slabs to spawn proof, and sometimes on occasion it makes things look a bit better. I.e., if you're making...
I use it to decorate all the time.
Yeah, or if you're making a road and you want the tarmac to be lower than the sides, you have raised edges around the side, so you're using like a bottom slab upper block from the road to do that. Mm-hmm. And it would be great if you could put iron bars on that so that you can have a railing, and it'd be great if you could put like
so nice.
There's so many things where that would be really useful, but it would just
nightmare to code.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But it's either that or every single block in the game that are not full block, every single like partial block, such as railings and flower pots and things like that, would have to be an entity so they could have gravity.
Oof. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, it's not great. Okay, fine. No for practicality, not for idea. There we go.
Maribel Jade says, half-powered rockets for those times when you just need a little boost and don't want to smash your face into the wall. They would serve me well a lot of the time.
That doesn't make any sense. Because that's what... No, it doesn't. Because one piece of gunpowder, one paper is lower-powered rockets. There's
Don't
3
worry,
powered
Jessiie,
rockets.
'cause I
There's
have
2
a
powered
solution.
rockets. There's 1 power. How do you even do that math? How do you make half powered rockets? You don't do half of a
You
gunpowder.
get 2 half-powered rockets for 1 p.
No.
No, I have a solution, and you won't like it, but it would be great for me because I am constantly accidentally overpowering how, I've got a short distance to travel. Like getting out of my base on this season of Truly Bedrock. It takes me 2 rockets, but I only actually need 1 and a bit.
Yeah.
So, here's my thinking. And this would actually make sense if you was to consider Minecraft as being like real life, okay? Instead of you just firing a rocket by clicking right click and letting go, you have to hold the click down for the duration of you want the rocket to last for, as if you were holding that rocket, and when you let go of the mouse button or the button or whatever you're holding on your controller, it was as if you've dropped that rocket, even if it's still going on. So effectively, like, you could stand on the ground and activate a rocket and hold on to it and then let it go just before it went bang, and it would do the thing just above your head.
No.
Or when you're flying, you could fly for shorter distances.
No.
It would be annoying. It would be a big change.
Not a chance. There's zero chance that is getting into the good idea spin.
Yeah,
no.
it's putting in a good idea.
Zero.
It's in a good idea spin. Okay, fine. Jeez. I think it's a great idea, but Jessiie B, obviously too grumpy today because of her headache. Put it in next week, guys. It's fine. Is it me or you next? It's you, isn't it?
It's me. Brood says, I would like pillager crossbow breaking to come over to Bedrock. It's just something to allow us to have some passive humanoid mobs that can add life to builds without them having to be villagers. Yes, I absolutely want their crossbows to break. It doesn't make sense that they don't.
Nope.
Okay.
If a pillager has broke its crossbow, it should be able to then punch you. The fact that it doesn't on Java Edition is quite clearly a bug. No, they just stand there and go, good morning.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I just assumed they would still try to attack you. Okay, yeah, that does feel a little cheap.
Maybe I'm wrong.
But
I'm pretty sure they just become totally passive.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe not.
So, if they didn't just become totally passive, yes, I would be happy for them to have limited supply of arrows, or like durability on the crossbow, so that they could either run out of arrows or the crossbow breaks. But I still think they should then pull that axe out of their back pocket and come and shout me to base.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's in that pillager's inventory. It could have all sorts. Got a machine gun, it's got lasers, chainsaw. You want to watch out if it breaks that little piddly crossbow he's got. He's coming after you with something else. Lucy says, I wish prismarine crystals could be crafted into prismarine shards. Why?
Why?
Prismarine crystal, you get like you got a guardian. Yeah, the other way.
Yeah, other way. let me take those shards and crush them into crystals.
Yeah, like you want to make sea lanterns. That's the only thing they're good for. Why would you want to turn crystal? Oh my goodness, Lucy, you've written that wrong. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah,
you've written it wrong.
Yeah, it has to be meaning reverse.
Yeah. Take it away, think about what you've said, and come back next week with the correct wish list item, please. Because we're just going to assume you've had a moment. It happens to us all. Bearing in mind, there's lots of different ways to play Minecraft, and maybe you just want a whole ton of actual prismarine and not, the other things. But yeah, anyway, the next one should make us all chuckle.
Okay. Out of Dutch says, not super wishing for this, but it'd be kind of nice if Enderman had something that would make them passive like wearing gold does with piglins. I get that not looking at them is part of the challenge, which is fine, but I particularly like Enderman and think it'd be fun to play around with them without having them go crazy. Rob rotated out face, then continued saying, like some kind of helmet, perhaps made out of a pumpkin, if only.
Oh, Dutch. Oh, I'm sorry for laughing at you, my friend, but that is a noob level, one moment. How you get this far into playing Minecraft and not realize that pumpkins protect you from Endermans, bro?
Yeah. If you, out of Dutch, if
brilliant.
you carve
Have you
a
never
pumpkin
watched anyone else
hold
play
on.
Minecraft? Sorry,
Hold on.
Jessiie.
So if you get a pumpkin and you take a pair of shears and you shear that pumpkin, you get a carved pumpkin. If you then put that pumpkin on your head, Enderman will leave you alone.
Yep.
So
you can't
there
see
you go.
anything, though, unless you
Yeah,
download
it's
one
horrible.
of my handy packs.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah.
But yeah, there you go. And also, if you didn't know, if you then put a torch inside of that, you get a jack-o'-lantern. So there you go.
But you can't put that on your head.
Minecraft. No, you can't
You
put
get
that one on
torch
your
in
head.
your eye. It's very painful.
Fire.
Oh, Dutch. That made me smile when I read that.
Aww.
Jeez. Lucy is back again with one. Okay, you lost your mind earlier, but you've got it back again. Although Jessiie won't agree with you because we've had this
No.
millions of times.
Yep.
Can we please just
Yep.
get stackable potions? Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
Arcane.
Arcane says, plus other stuff like buckets of powdered snow, lava, water bottles. So these are more of the
Stackables.
stackables. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Why?
No.
Why?
Because
If inventory too small, we keep saying we want an inventory update. If everything was stackable, we wouldn't moan.
you're right. Still no.
You suck. Nobody 2023 says a new sword, axe, trident, enchant called crippling. You would have. I
Oh.
don't think we should call it that.
No.
No.
Definitely not.
No. Any other word apart from that? Well, not any other word. Another word that's you know what I mean. You
Yeah, I
would
do.
have a 25% chance to either give the enemy a weakness as they were hit in the arm and can't swim their weapon efficiently, or slowness if the enemy was hit in the leg and can't move as fast. The duration would only be 3 seconds and an additional 1 second for each tier of crippling. Let's steer away from the word crippling.
Yeah. We have slowness like potions and stuff.
Yeah, slowness arrows,
And arrows. Yeah.
weakness arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do like games like where they recognize where
damage.
you've hit the enemy. You know, you
Yeah.
get them in the head and it does more damage. You hit them in the arm and, you know, it has an effect. You hit them in the leg and they start limping. So I don't think that's Minecraft, really. But I wouldn't,
Yeah.
if they, you know, now that Mojang are not going to ask us any questions, just going to go off and do their own game. If they come back and go, oh, we're adding in these mechanics now where you can do that, and it's like you can chop your zombie's leg off, I'd be up for it. But it's not going in a good ideas bin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If that was part of like combat update to have like limb damage and stuff, I wouldn't hate it.
No,
But
it's
yeah.
not very 10-year-old friendly, though, is it?
No, it's certainly not. This isn't supposed to be a game that's, you know, full of fighting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is why they just fall over and turn into dust rather than
Yes.
splatterating all over the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's nobody again.
I'm trying to see which one we're on.
The middle one.
Okay, yeah. Nobody says better dungeons and mine shafts. I find them rather unappealing and boring. Come on, a cobblestone box with a spawner and a chest, a long winding tunnel with no real challenge other than cave spiders. I've always maintained I would like better dungeons. I would like do you know in modded when you have like those towers that are like dungeon towers and you have to like go down and like there's spawners and like there's lots of like fighty stuff. I would love that. I would love if that was in vanilla. I find those to be great.
Yeah, more sort of dedicated challenge areas like that would be good. I quite like mine shafts though because you've got that. You the problem with the mine shaft, and I think this is a good thing. This is a good problem. The problem is you get encumbered with loot that you can't put anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You end up in you weave your way down into this area, and then you've no idea where you came from. And you always end up having to dig out through an ocean or a mountain. But there's a draw to that. There's a draw to it. It's not annoying. You're not like, oh man, it's enjoyable. I love going to mine shafts. I had to go to one the other day to go and get a load of cobwebs, and you get lured in.
Yeah,
They're
I
looking around
agree.
every corner, looking for creepers and cave spiders, and I don't want those to change. But I think, new dungeons. I'd be if they added like some of the Minecraft dungeon stuff to Minecraft. It doesn't have to be an RPG based thing. It doesn't have to be a Diablo based thing where you've got a certain amount of time to do this or anything. Just add dedicated areas of the world underground. We mentioned this last week, how there's all that underground that we don't care about anymore. Just fill it full of exciting things, one-off events. Oh, that'd be great. Yes, please.
Agreed.
But you're not having that in the good ideas bin because you couldn't be bothered to come up with any actual, you've gone, I just want better, but you didn't give us any how it's going to be better. If you're going to have criticism of something, which you have done, have constructive criticism. Don't just go, I don't like it, make it better. How? So you're not having a good idea for that one because you didn't. Go sit in the naughty corner and face the wall.
Oh my goodness.
And while you're over there, nobody, I'll read out your next wish list item. Better mob animations. So the frog walking animation is amazing. Then I look at the cow and think, is that thing walking or gliding? So revamp all the original mob walking animations, please. Jessiie B, thoughts?
So for me, that isn't something that even registers. Out of all of the things that I want worked on, mob animations just isn't one of them. Also, I've seen the hermits play with a weird pack that makes things like more realistic, and it creeps me the heck out, and I do not like it. So, on a like slightly selfish way, no, please don't.
Putting myself in the shoes of somebody that's come to Minecraft for the first time now that frogs are in. Let's say the first mob they came across was a frog. And that's their idea of how mobs work in Minecraft. Oh, that's interesting. That's got a funky little way of walking around. And then they wander off and they go and they see a sheep or a cow or a pig. And when it walks, it's just legs, there's no knees, there's no animation to them. They're just wiggling backwards and forwards. They would think it was broken.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure, just purely from the point of view of consistency, if they're going to update things like the frog and give them more realistic animations, they have to do the rest. Otherwise, the game seems broken. From me, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
A cow's a cow. I've seen a million of them. I don't even notice it at this point. But for new players, when you've got contrast in things like that, like, what are they supposed to think?
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
So, yeah, not again going in the good ideas bin. He says, good idea, because we're in a bad mood. Definitely won't be going in the good ideas there. And don't put it in. I put it in. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You can come back out the naughty corner, nobody. You're welcome.
Tough Relic says, I think that there should be a gold pan to take ores out of water, like iron nuggets, gold nuggets, and coal. And it will take like 12 seconds to get something. And the closer you are to a cave, the faster it will be. So you want like mining, like
panning for gold. Yeah.
So, so it kind of be like fishing.
Yeah,
like
but it's not
a weird animation. Like that's just the only thing my brain is thinking would be something like that animation where you like sit there. I don't know.
Yeah, you would stand next to like a flowing bit of water with maybe like a wooden bowl, and occasionally your wooden bowl would get a nugget in it. I haven't got an issue with that. If people want to do that, they want to spend their time getting a nugget at a time from a bit of water near a cave, I wouldn't have an issue with that at all. I think
it's one of those things that I wouldn't class as a good idea. It would be one of those things that if it happened, I wouldn't care, but I wouldn't rally for it. So for me, yeah, a good idea is something that like absolutely I think should be in the game.
Can this one go in the fun ideas bin?
Yeah. This one's a fun idea. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, I think because I mean, again going back to pretty much what I was saying about nobodies. If fishing didn't exist in the game and someone went, I think we should be able to fish stuff, but you don't just get fish, you get enchanted books and you get this and you get that, would be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so I think yeah, gold doing that with your little bowl. We got bowls in Minecraft, and maybe occasionally you'll get something that's not a nugget. Maybe you'll get a pair of leather boots, or a name tag, or a bit of squidding. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's a real fun idea that is not going to do any harm to anybody.
Yeah, agreed.
until someone turns it into a 1 million items per hour farm.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
But let's not worry about that. It's in the fun ideas bin, Jessiie. There's nothing you can do about it.
All right.
Lemonade and with what I think is quite a nice idea. A splash bottle of lava. It can be useful for PvP and traps, or just like throwing at baddies. I haven't got a problem with that. I think that's another fun idea.
Yeah. I think fun idea. Again, wouldn't be something that I would like not want, but not something that I'd be like, yes.
We're not desperate for it.
Yeah.
We're not going, wow, what a good idea. But we're going, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of lava. Ow!
Is this look cool guy?
Look cool.
Is that how you say that?
I would assume
look cool guy.
It's either that or lack all guy.
Yeah, right? So yeah, look cool guy says, hi podcast crew. I have a spectacular idea. There should be an uncrafting table in Minecraft. It would work like you say you have a piston, but you want some iron or wood. You put the uncrafting table and you'd uncraft it. You would get all the materials from it, and it will cost you 1 experience level to do it. Anyway, love the podcast. Keep up the great work. They have something similar in modded, right? Like I feel like I've seen this.
We've talked modded. About basically this quite a few times.
Yeah, I was going to say I think this has been a thing for a while, and I think all of us are in agreement that like we don't mind it. It does.
Oh no, I desperately want it. You and Slack were. I think me and Slack said we wanted the wood one that turned wood back into sticks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we could recycle our wood. I wanted to go further than that originally. Go back further than that. I wanted something where you could uncraft, like, you got all that leather and gold there and just like uncraft that and grind it down and get a few bits of leather back for your leather helmet or whatever. But you didn't like that. Yeah.
No, I liked the turning leather like clothes and stuff into leather. That I have no problem with. It's like past that. Like I decrafting is something, it does feel modded to me, but I think in that time since the first time it came up and now, we have talked enough that there are some things that even if they feel modded, it wouldn't be such a terrible thing if they were in the game.
No, because some things we can already do that with on the crafting table.
Exactly. Yeah. So now it is one of those things. I think for some things it makes sense. I still don't think everything should like, I don't think like throw things into it and it just like spits out. I don't know.
No.
It feels weird.
No, I think rather than having a whole new table for it, why not just have crafting recipes for the things you've already made to uncraft them? Mm-hmm. But then you need more than one output slot. Let's say you put a piston in. Realistically, you're wanting your wood, your cobblestone, your redstone, and your iron back from that. But you've only got one output slot in the crafting table, which is where a new table would come in helpful. But yeah, I haven't got an issue with that because there's so many times you accidentally craft something or you craft a stack instead of one. You know,
you and bone meal into white dye.
If there was another table or if just a hopper I could chuck it in, even if I didn't get everything back that I crafted, just to get some of it back, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I think it's already in the good ideas bin. I would be happy to put this back in again if you're okay with that, Jessiie.
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't think it needs to use any XP to do it because it doesn't cost you XP to craft things. But wouldn't that be an interesting game mode? Yeah.
I think that there should be a trade-off, right? Like, because if you're not paying attention and you're not crafting, that sucks. But like, if you don't get 100% of your stuff back, I think that does make it.
Exactly. So let's say you like, accidentally crafted a stack of white dye and you throw that stack of white dye back in, you maybe get like 32 pieces back or something like that.
Yeah, I would, fair. I would not mind that at all.
Yeah. So yeah, but going back onto this game mode, I think this is a really good idea. I think this is one of those things that could take on a little bit like Half-Hearted Hardcore and UHC. What if every time you wanted to craft something, it would cost you 1 level of XP? Okay.
Oh man.
Can you imagine starting a world like you need torches, you need your tools, you need everything like that. But in order to get XP, you got to kill mobs. So normally, you start a new world, your first thing you're doing is like mining your way to coal and stuff and digging a hole in the wall to hide from the night. But you're going to have to go around killing as many sheep and things as you can to get the XP to get yourself an axe or a pickaxe. Or I think that'd be a really interesting idea. I'd love to see how that would go. I want to do that now.
That would be a fun, like, mini map, right? Like, because we have all those skyblock maps and all of that. So, like, it would be fun. It would be challenging. And I would get frustrated and I would hate it. But I think it would be quite a lot of fun.
Especially if you, like, got 60 levels and it's costing you one whole level to make a torch.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that would be amazing. Yeah, I don't think it's possible to do with Bedrock Edition. But I bet you could easily Java mod that. I wonder if it's even possible to do with the data pack. If anybody knows, give us some feedback. Let us know. Join the Discord, let us know, because I'd be well up for doing a stream on that. I want it now.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, it's my idea, by the way. That's mine. No stealing. Okay, right. That is it for the wish list. If you've got a wish, then do all the stuff to give us feedback, and we'll think about it. Okay, Jessiie, it's time for the questions, and we're going to run through these as fast as our little legs would take us, because we're both tired. We're both poorly. Listen how poorly I am. Look how I said poorly. The High Hopes 5 says, would you want Mojang to reduce the cost of armor trims? You've expressed the cost seems high, which I agree with, yet it's also been expressed that they need to find their footing and not be so dependent on our thoughts. Well, it kind of depends, doesn't it? If Mojang were doing what we asked them to do and just standing by what we said, then I would be accepting that's how much they cost. But the fact is that they're asking for our feedback. No, I want them to change it. So, yeah. Any thoughts on that, Jessiie?
Absolutely. No, that's exactly how I feel. Like, if they weren't asking, sure, whatever, I would be annoyed. I probably wouldn't use them. It would get frustrating, but it would be fine. But they are asking, and I do think it's too expensive, so I do want it changed.
And I honestly think that if they were doing that, where they weren't taking our feedback and they were just doing things, I think there would probably be enough noise about it that a few updates down the line, they'd probably be like, oh, we've made these a bit cheaper because no one's using them.
Yeah. You're not wrong. RoboRufus says, what is your favorite biome? What is your favorite armor trim? Oh my gosh, there are a lot of questions here.
Let's just start one at a time. So, favorite biome?
Favorite biome is flower forest. Always has been.
Oh, man. I used to like plains just because it's the easiest one to build in. But I don't know. I really like the ones with the big old pine trees in.
Oh, the mega tigers?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I'm rubbish at favorites. I can never pick. Depends on the day. Depends on what I'm wearing.
Well, then here's another one. What is your favorite trim?
No idea.
I still haven't looked at them. Yep. Sorry. Do you guys see that they are changing the door open and close sound in Bedrock? I did not see that. Did you see that?
I heard about it.
Oh.
Probably from this question when I was copying and pasting it. I think they recently changed the button sound as well, didn't they, to match Java Edition? So I'm sure it's just a parity fix.
Oh, that makes sense.
They'll sound pretty much identical anyway. I won't worry about it.
Yeah, they do. Foxy, I realized the last season, all your tools had names before then, like Mike and Taco. What did that mean?
It meant that people had been using Twitch Stream Point redemptions to rename one of my tools and items in the game. Basically, while I'm streaming, when you're watching a Twitch stream, you generate reward points, I guess, what are they called? Stream points? Channel points, something like that. And when you get to a certain amount, the streamer can decide. Basically, you can come up with a load of things that people can spend them on. And some people do it for stuff in game, and some people do it to get them to do stuff in real life. And one of mine is that you can rename one of my items. So they end up with silly names. Yep. Nobody, 2023 is back, saying if you could add anything from the good ideas bin into the game, what would it be? Nobody 2023 was slain by a large piece of cheese. Yes, it wouldn't be Bruno's cheese, I don't think. Oh man, we got so many things in the good ideas bin now. I don't know. Jessiie, have you got
Our inventory update ideas.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was easy. Good job.
Yeah. Look Cool Guy says, "Hi, podcast crew. I have a question. Do you have those in-game names that you always go by? Like, if you are not body oral, you're always gonna be Foxy. Like those are your go-to names. Anyway, I love the podcast. Keep up the great work. Love, Look Cool Guy."
What, if you're not body oral, what does that mean?
I don't know. I think
Is he saying, do people call me Foxy at home? Is that what you're asking?
do those in-game names that you always go by. I don't know if they mean like in person or if they mean like in other games too, right? So in every game, I am Jessiie B. That's every game. That's my.
I wonder
handle.
if that's been translated and it's not been translated very well. I'm sorry, Nicole Guy. I don't know what it means, but if you're talking about what Jessiie just says, then I'm on anything I do through Foxy No Tail. I'm Foxy No Tail on, like I'm Foxy No Tail on the Nintendo Switch. All my games on that. I think I am on Steam, although I might have changed that to Duckshot because I tend to play more of my mature content on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, either one of those two. But in real life, nobody calls me Foxy. It's only people that I know through like TB and Discord and things like that.
Yeah, I have the benefit of my actual name being Jessiie. So yes, everyone calls me Jessiie. So
I hope that's answered your question, the cool guy. Okay, the last question is from Turtley78, who says, "I have a question for Foxy. What is it with the cool new pics for the podcast icon? I personally really like them. However, you haven't mentioned them on the podcast, and there isn't one every single week. Thanks, Turtley." Well, the thing is, Turtley, if we talk about something that is rather specific and it's easy to get a picture of, like we had Bruno on the show and we did a podcast talking about Raspberry Pis. Oh, Pis, I've done it again. Raspberry Pis. They were very easy to make like a little thumbnail for because it was a specific thing that I could get an image of. But most of the time we're just sort of waffling on about Minecraft in general, and I don't want to start like going to the building things in the world and making screenshots to try and cover what we've discussed because it'd take forever. So if there's something I can pop on there, I will, but otherwise it'll just be the standard one. Right, Jessiie B.
yes,
That's it.
I know.
It's time to remind our patrons, or no, not remind the patrons, remind people that's not patrons, ask very, very nicely. We're poorly, please support patreon.com/the Minecraft update. You make us better.
Wow.
If you're enjoying the show and you want to show some support, or if you want to help us out, then you can do by going to patreon.com/the Minecraft update, and we would very appreciate it. And now we're going to tell you all the things we're going to be doing this week, Jessiie B, starting with you. What's your schedule saying?
I'm going to be streaming after this and that week like 6 streams because I am streaming both of the stream weekend days.
Yeah.
So lots of streaming there, and I will have a video on Monday. So that will be my week.
Nice. Well, providing neither of us are poorly, I will also be doing Stream Weekend on Sunday. I have a TB video that I need to edit and put out. I've got a bug video going out on Friday. I don't have another farm video going out just yet, but I'll be working on one of those ideally tomorrow. I'm going to be doing my usual 4 streams a week, videos 2 or 3 times a week. And obviously don't forget my Duckshot channel, which has 14 videos a week. Many. Yeah. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch, you can email us at news@theminecraftupdate.com or fill in our handy feedback form, which is on our website. Or if you're really, really cool, just like me and Jessiie B, you can join the Discord and put all the stuff on there and make my life lots easier. The links are all in the show notes below. All that's left to say is the same thing I say at the end of every single week, and if you... if you're not feeling 100%, maybe take a week off, because it's not fun doing podcasts when you're literally sitting here sweating with a snotty nose, having to mute your microphone every 2 seconds to go, oh man. We'd be firing on all cylinders next week, and hopefully Mike Slack will have fixed his microphone or got a new one.
Yes.
Jeez. Right. Thank you very much, Jessie B.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.